did one 3 weeks ago. Apologize where everything has been off track, that we have not been doing one every single week like you guys got accustomed to. Thanks for the inboxes, the messages, the text messages. And I got some DMs too. I don't know how y'all found me on IG, but thank you. Anyway, tonight we do have a guest, like we do. You ladies love to see the guests because the men get to see us every time we on. So I love to give eye candy to the ladies, especially since a lot of this is geared towards the women first, even though we're talking about Black love, Black relationships as a whole. So we do have a guest. I'm going to let him introduce himself, and he's also going to tell us the topic because the guest actually picked this week's topic. So, yes.
So my name is Mike. I'm from New Jersey. I live in Atlanta. I've been here for 3 years. So I reached out to her because I had a question. So my question was, how do you differentiate self-love from selfish? So that's the topic of the discussion, and I'm curious to hear your responses to that. So let's discuss.
Yes. So actually do. So we had some Raven. Yes, I always, because I have to. So what would be your take on it? So okay, wait a minute, Raven. Let me ask you. So give the people an example of what you're asking. When you say, okay, we know the difference between being selfish and self-love. Like, what's the difference? Like, tell them a scenario, maybe a parable of what you're saying so they can be clear on what we're discussing.
Okay, so for example, if, let's say, your mate, he would like you to attend a football game with him. And you don't do football. You're really not interested in football. But because you don't want to be selfish, because you don't want to be selfish and because you don't like it, you're not going to attend. You say, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and attend this game. I'm going to attend the game because I know it's going to put a smile on his face and I know it'll make him happy. This is where he wants me to be. He could ask anybody else, but he asked me. That is practicing not being selfish. Now, self-love is maybe I'm not feeling too well. Maybe I'm tired because I've been working 40 hours a week. 80 hours this week. And I'm just like tired. I'm beat down. I'm bogged down. Now, self-love is you let them know that you would like to attend, but because I'm so tired, babe, could you understand? I'll go to the next game with you. So that's self-love because you have to take care of yourself first. If you're not in a good space and good conditions, you can't possibly give your mate the support that he needs if you're not well. So, and he should be understanding to that too. So, but selfish is I don't want to go to that game. I just don't want to go. I'd rather go to wherever your girlfriends are going.
Yeah, something, all right?
Yeah.
Something that you care to do.
Yeah.
All right. Would you say that women are displaying a lot more selfishness or self-love? Is this going to be another icing on the cake for us women that you men are not liking, that y'all starting to see more of?
I do think that we're starting to see a little bit more selfishness versus self-love. And I was speaking to someone today, and they made it clear that, what women are doing is they're pushing self-love. They're pushing they're masking their selfishness off to saying it's self-love when it's really just them being selfish.
Right. And it's okay. That's pretty good.
I'm selfless.
Right.
Okay, I'm selfless.
Right.
So I do believe that you should self-love. We do have to take that time to love ourselves because if I don't love myself, how am I going to love you? I have to pour into myself in order to pour out. But I don't know how to be selfish. So I don't, I'm listening.
Right. And you know what? It's interesting. It's good that you said that because for us, and I know Raven's 100% truthful when she say that because we've been around each other for like 8.5 years now, and we're both water signs. I'm a Pisces, she's a Cancer, and water signs are definitely, especially Pisces and Cancer, we're very selfless, emotional givers. Like this is our nature. So you do have people that are naturally selfless with their, you know what I mean? And then you have people that's naturally selfish. So for us, we don't understand fully being selfish. But what I can say, because we're not selfish, it's definitely a choice. Because we could choose to be selfish and like you said, masculine for like self-love if we wanted to, but that's just not a character. It's the character and the traits of that person that we feel like. And I do agree and feel like a lot of women are doing, again, this is why we started this whole panel discussion, is really to teach Black women how to mentally retrain the way they think towards Black men. Because that's why we have so much separation with one another, and why it's so hard and complex for us to even communicate. We could be in the same store, in the grocery store, in the line, and one may want to say something to the other, but then the brother's like, oh, you know. Prime example, I was at Kroger yesterday in Decatur, right? When I tell you the men, I text y'all. I was like, the men is in Kroger's in Decatur, where it's greater, and they was looking fine, okay? Like, we had some brothers was everywhere. I was like, trying to keep my composure, like, hey, can I get us a rock on the rocks, please? Like, I thought I was in the club. and this one young lady, I'm in the line, older lady talking to me, Western Union line, and she's talking, maybe 50-some-year-old guy was behind me, and a young lady walked up, about 40, was probably our age. Gentleman was walking past. She dropped something she was carrying in her hand. And he said, I'll get it. And she was like, no, I got it. He was like, I get it. And she was like, I got it. So we all heard the conversation because we all in the same area. And he's like, man, he's on his ear. But he's like, yeah, no. He's like, I was trying to get this for this young lady, but she's being so, and he said, I ain't Miss Independent. She being so independent, I can't even pick it up on the ground, you know. And she was like, I got, you know what I mean, type thing. So then he was like, yeah, like, that's how our sisters are. I was like, maybe she thought maybe you were with someone else and didn't want to be invasive, and because you never know, right. You know what I mean? So he was like, he looked at me and thinking I was giving him that look.
Even if that was the case, though.
Kinda. That's what I was really. But
that's just being nice. Okay,
she was. We do display that, you know, it's hard. We are non-approachable. A lot of us are non-approachable. When I say we, because we Black women, we can't just be like y'all, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna say we as Black women, I'm definitely not non-approachable. Mm-hmm. So I don't feel like I am. You don't feel like you are. But if men have gathered that, right. So if men are seeing that a lot, just like being selfish and masculine for self-love and all these other things that they're saying that we display, that we automatically in the same bucket, even though we shouldn't be. But men are not able to handle the same situation. But even with her being independent, I got it and standoffish like she was, because she was pretty aggressive. Mm-hmm. When I said what I said, he stopped and he looked, and then he turned around and he went over and hollered at her. I told the man, I said, see, y'all act like y'all don't want no aggression and no independence, but a part of y'all really do. He's over there trying to holler at her. So, but it's everything we do has to be in moderation. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you want an independent woman, but you don't want an overly aggressive independent woman. Right. We have to. Everything in the whole universe is balanced, should be balanced. When it's off balance, things don't grow right, it don't shine right, it don't rain right, night comes slow, like all these things are off, which includes us as a whole. So the women we have to distill in their mindset, because everybody was raised a certain type of way, and most of these women our age were raised where the dad ended up leaving, and the mom's just like, men ain't no good, they the Black man this, the Black man that. That's where a lot of that come from, even in my family. So I had to even retrain my own brain. I was never gonna be a wife or something, because I was bopping the independent song. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
I was just about to say that. You know, it's funny because they play all of these songs, Miss Independent, or she got her what's the other one? Miss Independent and
yeah, that Jamie Foxx was she got
her own. Yeah, she got her own. And that's what made me think about it, because they played it on the what you call it the other day. I'm like, but they claim that's what they want, but then that's not what they really want. So but women, I'm like, it's a confusion.
A lot of women say, I don't need a man this, I don't need a man that. I don't need a man for nothing. Yes, you do.
That is
because this is my thing. whether you are paying for the service, whether you're having the landscaper come, which is 9 times out of 10 a man, whether you're paying a mechanic to come fix the car, which is 9 times out of 10 a man, you need a man. You just have to pay for what you need to get done, but if you need a man. Period.
Absolutely.
This is the time when I need a man.
Listen, before this in the quarantine, I said any woman, and women, you know, a lot of them, some of them be cool, I know, and I invite everybody to be open and honest because I am. There's no, you know what I mean? There's no screen, smoke, mirrors. I'm going to say how I feel. Yes, I'm a black woman. I'm a very successful, independent black woman, and so is my sister. All of us, all the women. I've raised daughters like it, but we all understand who the head is. At the end of the day, the game is played by the man. And once the women understand, you know, we get women that's, oh, my man's doing this, he ain't doing that, he's cheating, because you're not playing your position. You're not playing your position. Anytime you give somebody what they want, you best believe 9 times out of 10, you can get what you want. It's all about how you structure everything. You can't just be winging it. And these black women are winging it. I hold women accountable for everything that's going on because it starts with us. So you can't say everything that's going on in the world and you know I don't got nothing to do. Yeah, you have everything to do with it. You, so-called mother, we're the beginning. Even you were taught by grandmother, aunties, whatever. Like, so we can't take that responsibility from us, but then throw it in y'all lap and say, oh, you just a jacked up black man. And you know, how did I get that way? Right. I'm not saying everything y'all do is on us, but the majority is. Because you were taught by the woman. Your dad was out of work, or he just bounced, or, you know, or whatever. We're the nurture. So that's the upbringing comes from us. So we have to take responsibility for a lot of the things that's going on, as well as retraining our own selves and our children's, because our sons are going to be men one day, the daughters are going to be one, and they're going to take on that same energy at the house that they've been in, that same structure. Right. So, but if you don't recognize that you're wrong, you know, like narcissists and selfish people. Selfish person, you can say something in a post we post today, and they like, oh, they must be talking about somebody else. No, we're talking about you. Right. You know what I mean? Right, that part. But it's clearly an issue. When you have men, we have a perfectly fine, available man right here, and mostly everybody is single. Available. Emotionally available, right?
I don't think I'm emotionally available.
You ain't single.
So why would say why?
I'm being honest.
Single, right. So why would you say so why would you not feel like you're emotionally available right now?
I don't think I'm emotionally available right now because if somebody else is occupying your mind, if they're occupying that space, I just don't think I can fully concentrate on the next person. You understand what I'm saying? And I just feel like it fogs your vision. You know what I mean? So I just think that people need to become before they try to be available for someone. They need to be emotionally available. To be able to put that energy into that person. Because if I'm feeling some type of way about this other person still, you know. That's not saying you can't date. That's not saying you can't get to know them. That's not saying you can't have conversation. But to go past that, that's just what it would just be that until you let that go. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is.
So then he's not single.
No,
you are single because you're not in a relationship.
And this is the thing. So that within itself displays a lot of maturity that a lot of men don't do. Even we had this conversation with my daughters, your nieces, you jump because the situation happened. You jump from one mediocre situationship, because relationships and situationships are completely different. A relationship is long standing. You in a relationship when you can go through things and still be there together. The first sign of something breaking that structure is a situationship. If you can bounce out that easy, that was not a relationship. Regardless of what both of you guys agreed on, I don't feel like that was a relationship. Right. Because relationships come with ups, downs, issues, makeups, breakups, etc. It's the tough times that turns that relationship into a committed marriage. So it's not a situationship that turns into the committed marriage. You can't skip the relationship part of it. So when somebody's ready to just bounce and I'm out of here, like I'm good, I'm Gucci, unless y'all just casually dating, are you friends with benefits or something, that's not even a relationship. So now we got all these different, is it questions?
Somebody said that's how people feelings get hurt.
Exactly. Which part? How they, bouncing in and out. Right. That's exactly because like,
or when they're talking about what he said, you know, he's emotionally attached to somebody else, but you can still date other people.
I feel like
no, if you open and honest, if I'm telling you that, if I just said that to you, if I met you today, and I'm telling you exactly what I just said, I don't understand how people's feelings getting hurt, because I'm clearly being honest, and I'm clearly letting you know up front how I'm feeling. Now, again, that doesn't mean that we can't go out for a drink, we can't go out to eat, we can't occupy each other's time, but emotionally, this is where I'm at. Knowing that it's never going to be anything, but I have to get that out of my system. And I don't think talking to someone, and it's not necessarily a rebound, it's not a rebound thing. So
if you got in a relationship, that would be the rebound.
Right. But talking to someone and, you know, becoming friends and getting to learn them and know them in the process, I don't think that's how people, and I don't know if they were talking about that, but I don't think that's how people's feelings get hurt.
The person that left the comment, Najee, was that? Were you talking about jumping out of a relationship is how the feelings get hurt? I think that's what they were saying. But I would say, I could probably say...
It's Jamie.
Jamie, is that what you're talking about?
Excuse me, somebody want to know how do they log on to see this?
You can go live. Or tell them go to my page. The Facebook. Give them some sis.
Okay.
It's tell me it's me in red, black, and white, and it says realtor Tanya Moore, T Moore in the parentheses.
Underscore Newsome?
Hyphen.
Newsome.
And it should be open live page, so they can go and see.
Other guests. Look at that. Let me slide on over for you.
What's up, man? How you doing? All right, Mike.
How you doing?
All right.
See right here, man. See right here. How you doing? Good? Alright, so it's finally Raven.
Okay.
What did he say? What Jamie said?
No, it wasn't Jamie. It's Steve James.
Steve said, what? I know who that is. What did he say?
Most people are not open and honest, and if we are
Speak up,
truthful,
Najee.
most people are not open and honest, and if we are truthful, we start out to tell each other everything that we think that the other one wants to hear.
Exactly. And that's what he said. But, okay, so if we being real, we're talking about, where we were talking about something. Right now we're talking about, was he emotionally available? He was saying, Mike said that he's not, because if you occupy mentally, if somebody's already occupying your space from a past relationship or a current relationship that was dissolved, then you can't fully give to the other person. So this is where we at. Then Steve, you know what I'm saying, someone said, Jamie was saying that's how people get their feelings hurt. And Mike was saying that he didn't think if he was telling you that he's emotionally not available, y'all still kicking it, but like friends and occupying each other's time, he doesn't understand how they get their feelings hurt. Right? And Steve is saying everybody should be open and honest, etc. But I was in them, which is true. And that, we know, we have that, like, I'm very open for this reason. But that does not mean, back to what you said, you don't understand if you being open with somebody about what your situation is, or, you know, whether it be emotionally, physically, somebody else, dating, or what have you, that you don't understand how that person is, their feelings hurt. And I would say I disagree, because the heart wants what the heart wants. I mean, you can't, you know what I mean? Like, you just really can't say, you know, I was open, I told you this, so this is what it is. You can try, it'll work for a minute,
Right.
But if you feeling, you and her, y'all could start dating and seeing each other. You're not emotionally attached right now, but it may be something that Raven does, or some things about it that you like, dang, like I'm really, people grow on people.
Right.
You know what I mean? And feelings happen. So then the more you start feeling feelings for her, the less feelings you have for the last person that you became emotionally unavailable
See,
for.
but that's the hard part for me. See, because if you tell me off top, I'm not emotionally available, that makes me hold back. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to put myself out there to be in a position to be hurt because you can't give me what I want. You know what I'm saying? That's not something that's available. So I understand we could date and do all that other kind of stuff and things may change, but it makes it harder for that person who is emotionally available when you're not. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm feeling like this is what I have to give and I'm holding it back because I know that's not something that's going to be reciprocated.
And I feel like that shouldn't be the expectation either.
I can't
for her to
hold back.
To put her foot on the gas. That shouldn't be the expectation from the guy. It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't
like,
be.
why should
your expectation for me to put my foot on the gas?
No, it shouldn't be my expectation. It should be my expectation for you to break. Okay. It shouldn't be my expectation for you to put your foot on the gas. Okay. Like, why she not giving me? Why she not showing me that? And she not showing me that because I just told her I was on the
right. Okay. Right. Okay.
What's your thoughts?
If a person, male or female, states that, I don't think.
Let us know if they can't hear Don.
I don't think it should be visited at all.
Oh.
Because you said the key thing, the heart wants what it wants. So women are known to be emotional, but there's some guys that's emotional too. Mm-hmm. So why are you gonna sit there and even play? Like if you're gonna be friends and speak, maybe but dating and
going out and hanging together.
Because once you share the spirit, like anything, it's an open book. It's fair game. You feel what I'm saying? So a guy could sit up there and say, "Oh, I'm not going to really give myself this much, so forth and so forth." But then once you become intimate, then it goes further than that. Same thing for the female. Right.
But I think that's where he or she have to be mature enough to be like, don't even take it there.
That's the whole. Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're not supposed to. If you want to get technical, the playbook that if you dealing with your, that's what I'm saying. Everybody's belief system is different, and that's what it boils down to: an individual belief system. If you want to get technical about the basis of all this, is the level of each individual belief system. You're not supposed to be conducting a lot of these acts. Period. You feel what I'm saying? Until you sit there and really taking the steps to do it properly, how God created you to do it. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? Now, once you go, and that's what the world and people in the world, that's why you see so much chaos and disarray in the world now. It's because everybody's going by their own playbook, and they're not going by being obedient to God. God said for you to sit up there and don't have fornication and adultery. You feel what I'm saying? For you to sit up there before you become intimate with a woman you're supposed to marry. You feel what I'm saying? But everybody's just openly just doing what they want to do. So now once you go against what the command of God gave you, how do you really expect to gain success?
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Now success can be achieved, but through all there's a lot of chaos too.
Right.
And there's more chaos than there is happiness. Mm-hmm. That's why you see what you get now.
Right.
So if people want to sit there and keep going by doing their own playbook, then you want it says that an individual gets back what they hand put forth. You feel what I'm saying? With your actions put forth, if it's a negative action, you're going to get back. You can't expect positive to come back. You feel what I'm saying? If you put forth positivity, God willing, positivity comes back. Mm-hmm. So,
which makes sense. Because if you follow the playbook, as you say, God's playbook, you won't have to worry about, how could I put it? Like today in 2020, a woman feel like if you having sex with me too, you need to be peeling off, however that comes.
Oh, that's a whole different topic.
So what I'm saying is if you following the playbook and you not fornicating prior to being married, what space do you have to even say that? You know what I'm saying? We are getting to know each other. We are getting to be friends. I am getting to learn you and to teach you and for you to teach me. And if you don't dip into that other space, that's one component you ain't even got to worry about even dealing with or getting into.
And, if you're doing it the right way, then the get to know process and the agreement, once y'all do create the union, you know, everything is already understood. Either you're going to be the provider and the protector.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And the lady's going to sit there. You know, you got some situations where the woman might not work or she will work. All this is going to be agreed upon because y'all already sit there and became to an understanding. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. The union is going to be, and y'all got to be on the kind of like same beliefs. So that's like me and her. We spoke of having discussions so we know going forward about the expectations of one another.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? Because one of the most important things is when a couple is together, your belief system has to kind of be similar. Because when it's going to be more average times and bad times than good.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And when things hit a halt, y'all got to be able to sit up there and be on the same plane spiritually to resolve the situation. You feel what I'm saying? Like, how you going to sit up there and actually come to agreement when y'all have two different ideas about something?
Right.
Your base of being able to make things right is the belief in the Lord that you believe in. Because that's who you sit up there you living for in the first place. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. And I'm listening to everything you're saying, and then at the same time I'm listening to a female voice try to script the Bible to me and tell me what a man's supposed to do and what the Bible say a man need to do. Mm-hmm. And I get all that.
So what's your belief system though?
My belief is that marriage is a team.
It is. Yeah,
right. So when you want to take parts of the Bible and throw parts of the Bible at me on what a man should do, like the Bible says the man is the sole provider. I get that. But like we were speaking, sole provider don't just mean money. It don't just mean financial. It's support. It's support. It's a well-rounded support system. And when you are saying that you believe that the man should take care of everything, the Bible says the man should take care of everything. Listen.
But I mean,
I want to say in the chat real quick. So the first thing, when a conversation is one-sided, Naja, can you get the white stool upstairs for Ashley in the bathroom? Can she fit right there? Okay, come on, Ash. Naja, scroll up. So we're talking to Ashley, Cashian. I don't know, you probably was watching from the house. Was you watching from there? So when a woman is saying, or anybody for that matter, is saying, okay, your job is to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and that's what the word says, etc., etc. The first thing is, there's value. You know how people say, stay in your lane? Stay in your lane. Because what she should have been focused on is what is the word saying that she needs to do as the woman and or wife, as the helpmate. And again, this is where we have this big old turmoil with the black woman saying, you know, well, your job is, oh, if you sleep with me, then you're going to pay me. You is a hoe. Period. Point blank, period. You can call it what you want to. I had this conversation the other day, so you can sugarcoat it however you want. Even when you married, to a certain extent, you his servant, period. Ain't no certain extent. You're your husband's servant, period. So when women started thinking that everything is financial, yes, you can take care of everything. Y'all both could you could take care of everything, but what is my position? I have a position. They need to start worrying about what your position, the man's position is for them. Because if you're doing, I don't ask, I don't question. I don't say, are you going to do this? Are you going to take care of this? Are you going to pay that? And do you do this? I do what I need to do. Exactly. I know how I need to make that man feel. Exactly. I know what he's missing. I know what he's lacking, what he's needing, because it's my job to know. Mm-hmm. It's every woman's job to know. The sole purpose for us to be created, God did not. The Most High didn't create us first. They created y'all first. So that shows you where the importance lies, just with that alone. If we stop right there, the Creator did not create women first. Period. So therefore, we are not a priority first. when it comes to the divine design. It's your, whatever your belief is, your creator, it's the man, it's the woman, it's the children. That is the divine order, period. So when we get out of order, like Don was saying, these are things that has to take place for things to run cohesively. Mm-hmm. When I stop, then again, I'm not even coming from a place that I've never been I'm independent, I don't need no man. I was that chick in my 20s. I was so her. Ray was urging my kids, don't listen to no men, but that's what was distilled in me. And then I had to catch myself and be like, hold on. So what this ain't adding up. It ain't making sense. And all my aunties are single. They got kids and ain't nobody wifed up or none of that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I had one auntie married that passed and she had no kids. He was not a good husband, but she was still the only one out of 6 girls married. And then the second generation, I was the only one married. Then people got married, but it's got to be a structure, and we have to follow that structure. If a woman is not being transparent enough to say, you know what, hey, what is it that you need from me, or what is it? Let me study and see what I need to do. I took wife classes at church before I was married. I was preparing myself to be a godly wife before I was anybody's girlfriend or anything. Because these are the things I knew I was going to need in order to make a marriage, when it happened, be what it needs to be. You know what I mean? And so that thing right there, it does get under my skin, because they make us look so bad and we're just so, you know what I mean? All of us women are not like that. We just are not. You know what I mean? A lot of us, we girls, we don't raise our children like that. We just don't. There's an order, but it's a lot more of them that's out here just winging it and thinking because they cute in the face and the waist, and that they can just go by and just do whatever.
And I want to give a little. I don't want to take all of the. I don't want to put all the blame on the women either. Like, I do want to take credit for the men that do, mess women over. And I think that helps build some of that mentality. It's like they tired of getting hurt. They tired of giving themselves. They tired of giving all of themselves. And then we, as men, we do certain things that can mess that up. But on the flip side of that, like you said, if a woman is doing exactly what she needs to be doing, and covering in areas, then it's less likely that that's going to happen. I said less likely. I didn't say it won't happen, because it's still happening.
Somebody told me the other day.
Told you what?
That they was told that you moved to Georgia to find your soulmate for them to break your heart.
Oh wow! I've been taking that in my spirit. What y'all got to say?
I feel God didn't create us perfect, so everybody's gonna have faults. But from the point that you was making, most women eventually they grow. Some of them grow to that extent of being heartless and not caring because of something happened to them in the past. But even a lot of times when they do things right, I'm just sorry to say it, men ain't shit.
Oh wow.
And just a few that's good, and it's leaving a pecking order for some women to sit there and just say, okay, this is good, our way is bad. Because a lot of times men just fuck up. Women grow, they advance faster than men. It takes a guy to be almost in his 30s or 40s before you start to realize what a man is. And that's the whole thing. People don't understand purpose. You have men and women who don't understand their purpose as the creation that they are. So, you go through bumps and bruises to sometimes figure out. You see a lot of people walking around, they ain't gonna never figure it out. That just is what it is, But I just feel that people just gotta start to recognize this. Because even what you said, for every individual, whatever their idea is about what they feel their form of happiness is, there's somebody out there for that. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? But people got to stop trying to force another individual to accept their reality. Right. You feel what I'm saying? Your reality might be what you got to deal with, but that's your circumstance because that's what you created for your life. You got to deal with that. But if it's something that I feel ain't going to make me happy, I don't got to accept that.
Right.
But don't go so far as to put yourself so deep into something to where now you can't separate yourself, that this is something that's supposed to be understood from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And man, even with women, y'all don't got to accept nothing ass niggas. You feel what I'm saying? But y'all sit there and be like, okay, I want this, I want that. You can't have it.
What's a
all.
nothing ass nigga?
That's a large category. But
alright, so
what's a southern ass nigga? Nothing ass niggas a large category. I say this. You can tell if a man has an understanding of purpose or not. You
put some in my sheet out over there.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say, you know, a lot of women settle.
But what happens when they put a dollar sign on that purpose? You got purpose, but because you ain't got the dollar sign to go with that purpose.
And that's where a lot of females fail too. That they try to put a price on happiness. You feel what I'm saying? Like, okay, I always say perfect example. You have women who sit there saying their form of happiness is a man that has some type of currency coming in, like he has money, he gotta have looks, he gotta have a car, he gotta have this, he gotta have that. But now I say on the flip side of this is, what if the man said that they're the same thing about women? A lot of women are able to sit there and get themselves in position sometimes because an individual gave them a chance and he stood there and put forth just as much effort to try to help her out, and she was able to come up and then get herself together.
Mm-hmm.
Some women sit up there, don't sit up there and look at finding a guy that got good characteristics to become something and try to help uplift him, because just like you said, a lot of times they done got hurt and they got used and they don't trust to sit there and help a person no more.
Yolanda, what you agreeing yes to? I heard that. And Maisha, what are you saying? You agreed to?
So, with all that being said, bottom line, individuals, I feel women should stop settling for less. Like at the end of the day, if you sit there and can't find something that's fulfilling to you and know what you deserve, like I have a daughter. You feel what I'm saying? And I would tell her, because the standard of her order is, until you find a man that I feel is sufficient enough to take my position, I provide and protect for you. Your intimacy belongs to God. You feel what I'm saying? You don't give that man nothing. So guess what? Until you find somebody that can take my place and I can say I can hand you over to him, if you need something, come see me.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, again, in our race, the men ain't there. You feel what I'm saying? So the women is kind of stuck in limbo trying to figure it out themselves. You feel what I'm saying? So all that to say, I really feel women need to start just, if you can't find something that's going to fulfill you, then you better off by yourself. Because guess what? You ain't going to do nothing but get disappointed.
I agree with a lot you're saying. The main thing is we have this discussion a lot. And I think we had this discussion earlier today, another day too, about us holding ourselves accountable for what type of men and or women come in our lives. You have to set your standards for what your happiness and your wants and needs are. It's your life, your life, your life, your life, and my life. And I refuse to settle. I'm definitely not a settling type. I'm not. If I settle, my life becomes purposeless because now I have not been able to get to what my purpose is because I settled. So for those, I have a friend, she's usually watching that. She's like, I've been in this 19-year relationship, etc. Heartbroken. She texts us through the week. And it's because you settling. And as long as you settle for something that is not valuable to you or you have value to them, it's going to cause problems and conflicts. You shouldn't be searching for love. You shouldn't be chasing it down, happiness, or any of that. It should be something that's organic. It should happen organically. And if you have to go for that, or you got to pay this man or you know, he knows you have money, maybe he don't. You gotta drive his vehicle. We got a lot of that. Men driving women's cars and living under their roof, and maybe I need to put gas in the car and all that. That's below your whole ambitions, goals, your borderline. You have went from here to below your standards. So you're gonna get what's below your standards. Your frequency is how you don't keep your frequency up. You're gonna gain all of these different type of below frequency issues. You know, bills behind, stuff getting cut off, losing this, losing that, this person gone, that person. These things happen at a lower frequency. And that's why they get a lot of those bad things happening. Be accountable for your own life. You know what I mean? Like, we all sit on this couch. All of us are single. We all have options, or we all have people, somebody coming at you from here, there, or whatever, even if it's at the gas station. We all have people approaching us. But at the end of the day, you still have your own options, your own choices to make. Do you settle? Do you know what I mean? Do you take the dude that look like he's struggling already? He gonna give you some problems and no telling what else? Are you gonna take the gym and look like you're gonna have to raise your standards and sell? Like, there's options, but you have choices. Make the choice that you need to make for yourself, and not the choice that they need to make for you. Because when you settle, you're giving them what they need, and you're not getting what you need at all. You just brought yourself down to somebody else's level. It makes no sense. So it's like, if you doing that, we can talk about it, we can have this discussion, but don't think I'm gonna have pity for you, because you had the choice to make. You got exactly what you chose to get. If he's sitting on your couch, or she's on the couch and she working, or she want this, and she's, I get my nails done, I'm not cooking, I'm not cleaning, you chose that. So either you keep choosing it and don't say nothing, because if you're not gonna change it, you shouldn't even open your mouth. Or either you say, listen, we need to have this conversation, and this is what's going to happen. I say what? I say who? I say when. Period. I don't put that in nobody's hands until he shows that he's worthy enough for me to put me, my family, my empire in his hands. Period. And it should be the same way for the men. So I say there's some unworthy women, just like there's some unworthy men. I don't think it's one or the other, or the men are worse, because we got some grimy women. We women, I'm telling you, like, we some beasts when we want to be. You get the wrong chick, she gonna suck the life out of you. I mean, we just got to take accountability. Yolanda is saying people should be honest up front and discuss what they want, and if that person isn't for you, they're not for you. Exactly.
I think that's my friend, because she said she can't hear for some reason.
Okay, Naja, can she not just hear one of us, or some of us? Yolanda, can you hear? I think she did hear me when I asked her the question. Let us know if you can't hear one of us, all of us, or which one. I think it's done. Naja, turn the volume up over there. That was good. Yeah. That person is not for you, right? You got no. We know. You know what I mean? Like, your spirit is gonna tell you. So everybody takes out the religion, the spiritual aspect of it. Everything is just what the topic's about. Selfishness, even self-love has boundaries. So a lot of times you do have to neglect yourself and your self-love for another. We're parents. We all have neglected our own self-love a time or two for our children. That's just the nature of the beast. This is just the way that things happen. So it's all these things are, again, got to have a balance and moderation. Selfish people are just that. They're just selfish. If you just want to have a financial gain from a man, basically she's a hoe and she's not wife material anyway. Period.
They seem to be the ones that get picked.
They always be the ones that get picked.
I swear. All my friends that ain't working, they get picked.
It'd be like, and the men, I don't know what it is, the energy, but then some of us do, because I was married 16 years, so it's not, it just seems like it. It's just like, the hard-working man looking at the dope boy on the corner. He seemed to have all the money, cars, girls, and you like, I'm working hard. Why am I feeling like behind? It's still like that scenario. It's because timing is everything. If we just take our time and go with the flow of what universe is putting out there, we're gonna be fine. Like, it'll not on our time, but it'll be good. But I feel like, there's a lot of men that ain't shit, but there's a lot of us that ain't shit either.
Definitely is.
I mean, relationships are just like life. What's for you is for you. When it's gonna come, it's gonna come.
She says she can't hear anyone now.
Lafayette,
Divine timing. Maisha, Yolanda, turn your phone up. Maisha, can you hear us?
She's gonna leave and come back.
Who's that?
Huh?
Is that forehand our cousin?
No, that's his for Yolanda Clark. She says she can't hear.
Who
She
is
can
Maisha?
hear. Oh, she can hear
That's my
everybody.
sister.
She can hear. Okay,
My
good.
sister.
She can hear.
Oh.
She can hear. Everybody can hear. So let's talk about the second part of the topic was what is a woman's true purpose, and we're gonna let everybody say what they feel like a woman's true purpose is. Y'all know how I feel about that. And
Well, why don't you go first?
no, because I'm
Since
hosting.
we all know how you feel. Why don't
Y'all
you
do.
Let the audience
Then
know
I'll
how
go,
you feel. Like,
I'm a selfless person, so I'm gonna
Right.
let my guest that took the time out to go first, and the co-hosts, you guys. So it can start. You want to go first? So let's.
You said what was the question?
You want to hear? Okay. So you want do the men? Y'all want to hear from the women first?
I wanna
We
hear
want to
from
hear
you.
from you all. We want.
Mama, what was the question?
What is a woman's true purpose?
Okay.
In a relationship?
Period.
Period.
But we can say we can monetize the relationships because we're talking about relationships. So, what is y'all looking at me? I'm
Who's
believing
waiting
how
for
you
you to
y'all
get done
opinion.
talking, ma'am?
Okay, I'm done.
I mean, I don't feel like I know
Yeah.
all the way what my true purpose is. I know what some of my purposes are.
So your purpose in general, so not self-purpose, like what is in general a woman's purpose? So we're talking about relationships. If you're in a relationship, what do you think, or not, what is a
I
woman's
mean,
purpose?
She's supposed to be there for her man, to console him, have his back, be his backbone. Whatever he can't do, she's supposed to be there to pick it up. Be honest, submissive, and really just be there for courage and be there as a woman, as a person. Like, a lot of women don't do that. So a lot of men be missing that. Like, a lot of men always be like, oh, I can look at you and say, a lot of women nowadays are starting to be so much like men. They don't know what it is to have a woman that's going to get up and cook and clean and make sure everything's together in the house and still know how to be efficient for herself and work and stuff like that. So that's pretty much what I do, and what I go by is myself.
That's good. That's good. Sis?
My purpose as a woman or in a relationship?
What's a woman's purpose? Yeah,
What
what
is
would
a
you
woman's purpose?
you could direct it to yourself, say, okay, in my relationship and our marriage, whatever, this is my purpose. You will have a marriage, so we know that. We just
Well, you can't
just,
say in right now, technically.
just period. You know, you've been in a relationship,
To
so
be
you
his
know.
balance, period.
Okay, it's balance.
Period. Whatever he like and I have, or vice versa. You know, we have to be his helpmate, to be his
Right.
support, as well as we support each other.
Mm-hmm.
To I mean, like, again, I'm selfless, so
Right.
I'm a giver, so I'm just gonna be me.
Yeah. A woman, Maisha saying, a woman's true purpose is to be the queen God created her to be. You love yourself, you play your role, you take care of your man, and vice versa. Build together.
That's my little sister.
That's right. You're doing good. But for me, a woman's purpose, we are solely created to be the helpmate for the man. Which, I mean, there's no getting around that, broaden it. I don't feel like it should be, well, you know, if the man does X, Y, and Z, then I'll do A, B, and C. No. When he said, I'm putting you to sleep, taking from your rib to create a helpmate for you, that means you stand by your man.
Exactly.
Period. You should be my 2 cents, you should be your man's peace and his free. Period. Once you have those 2 things mastered, and again, these things only apply to the right man.
Exactly.
These things do not apply
to everybody.
for every man
Exactly.
or any man. Period. So that's where the accountability and what type of man you attracted and decide to attach yourself to and with comes in play. That's very, very imperative, very, very important Because if you a type of woman like we are, and when we give wholeheartedly, we give our all, it's open. If it's mine, it's yours, then you're going to let a vulture in, and vultures do what? They decimate everything they touch. So you have to be very selective about that. But the woman's job is to be the helpmate. Your man should not come home begging you really for anything. Unless y'all role playing, that's just out the question. You know what I mean? Like, for real. And then women are saying, well, I got to think about me. I got to listen. These are the days my nails get done. I have an appointment this and that day. You don't have anything you need to do, right? Are we trying to do X, Y, and Z? Communication is definitely key as well. Allow him to dictate what he needs to do. And we have an issue with that. When you're really independent, you're a strong woman, you do tend to have an issue with that. I think we had a situation about groceries, right? Weeks ago. And he was livid. We all in the store. And he was like, in a monotone, like, yeah, why do you do that? Like, I do it.
I
You
said,
ain't
she
let me
not
pay
gonna
for the
pay
groceries.
yet.
I'm like,
mama.
but again, because I'm a giver and because I understand that I'm a helpmate. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm not here to take you down. My purpose is not to belittle you or any shape, form, or fashion. And for the most part, when women just stop doing those things right there, we'll have so much more greater men. When you stop belittling the man, talking down on him, disrespectful, talking about, when we just stop just that right there, we'll have a hell of a lot more better men. Because that's the part that when this man got to go to bed, wake up in the day, deal with what's going on in society with no strength from you. No, baby, it's going to be okay. No cares, no pulling of the beards, no kisses, no hugs, no nothing. What does he have? What does he have? And then that's when you get the little Tatianas. At least some helpers know how to just say. They might not have do a little something. They don't know how to do nothing. You might pay them, but they going to make you feel good. You know what I mean? That's why they even go to brothels and deal with prostitutes. They give them that fantasy and that illusion that you're missing. That's why strip clubs are all popular. Because you get that illusion. And then you out of your reality for that moment.
So, because I think we about to veer off into something else with that. I want to go back to what y'all was saying. So, with the woman's purpose, right? Y'all named all these purposes that y'all thought a woman's purpose was. Mm-hmm. So, do you think it's fit? And like you said, for the right guy, do you think it's fair to, be in a relationship and not show any traits or characteristics of that because you don't show no traits of those things because you feel like I need to be giving that to my husband, and I get you need to be giving that to your husband, but you need to be showing him that you're worthy,
right?
And you need to be showing him that you're worthy
in a relationship and at least try to give them some of the characteristics.
You don't wait till you get in a relationship. I mean, to a marriage to say, now I'm going to do this. It don't happen like that.
How you think you get to the point of being married?
I just wanted y'all opinion.
That has been said to me. I don't know, because we don't show you stuff even if we friends.
But you'll lay on your back and give me your ass.
Even if we friends, you don't get a different type of vibe anyways, because certain women carry different standards about themselves. They're going to give it to you regardless if they're your friend, dating you, in a relationship with you, fiance or married. Like, a lot of women just automatically give that, so you don't have to wait until you about to be engaged or married to get that, because that's how you get to that point. Exactly. Ain't no sense of me doing that. Even if you just my friend and I say, come over, let's have a movie date, I'm still gonna give you that affection of being on a movie date, whether we in the house, in the drive-thru, or whatever it may be. That's how you get to that point of, okay, I like her, I like him, because at the end of the day, I got a mom belly and everything. I be like, this is not what I want you to look at first. Like, let me show you I know how to cook, I know how to clean, I can do something. Like, it's just different for everybody. Some women give their body, some women give their affection.
So maybe what he's saying, when she said, I'm not going to give that until I'm married, is she talking about the essentials, cooking,
washing clothes, like that's not the my thing is that's not the expectation though. The expectation. No, my thing is this, because you're not You're not my servant, and I get that.
I'm
So
confused.
my expectation is not for you to come to my house and clean my house.
Okay, let me stop you for a second. Respectfully, this goes back to what our expectations are for our form of happiness and or mate we want. There's no way you should be dating a woman and she has her place, you have yours, she comes over, you got dishes in your sink and she don't wash some dishes, or you got clothes and she's got both hands and legs and she in her own mind don't say, well, let me help my man out. You know what I mean?
That's bothersome.
And
but what I'm saying is,
clean.
What I'm saying is in my mind, oh, she gonna come over here and wash some dishes, so I ain't gonna wash them.
No,
like I'm not gonna neglect this stuff because I think she's supposed to do it. Right. Now it's one thing if I can't, if I just been bogged down with schoolwork or whatever it is, I've just been bogged down with clients or whatever it is, and you come over and you see it, you see it, just like you want me to take the trash out and I see it's full when I walk out your house. You see it in the sink, just wash it. You understand?
What's your thoughts on that? Because I'm saying don't expect. When I say expect her to do it, expect whatever the situation is. If you will see, you could have been sick and she bringing over soup or something, and of course you sick, the house ain't clean. Whatever the situation is, because for me again, for a real woman, it don't have to. I don't need to ask you why the hell you didn't wash your dishes down. You didn't wash your dishes and sink clean. Either I'm gonna wash the dishes or I'm not. But that shows that person's character. Do you let the dishes be dirty in her? Do you go over and she have dishes in the sink?
No.
Okay, so we know she know how to wash dishes.
Right.
So what she's telling you without telling you is, I love the idea of us, but I'm not willing to put in what it takes for us. Right. That's all she been showing.
Right.
Now, and on top of that, what can you do for me? Because I'm doing nothing for you.
Right.
I'm the receiver. I need you to be the giver. And again, those are the type of people that we don't, and a lot of times we just attract those type of people. Because human nature, most of us want what we can't have.
Because I was just about to say, she might just be doing it and coming over for her own comfort. She might not care.
Ain't no might, she don't.
Because I mean, it was sometimes where it's different situations. I'll just go over there just to be over because I know I could go over and go to sleep and not have to worry about to do something in my own house or with more people the next day. I know I can just go over and be comfortable without having to do anything. So some women do that. And then a lot of times, just like women allow men to do stuff and they keep letting them do it, sometimes men allow women to do stuff too. So if you giving that her persona that she can just come over and just chill and it's just a nightcap for her, then that's the way she's going to treat it. If you got her coming over and y'all cooking together, then cleaning up together, then she's going to know that it's that way too. But it's just like we have to give out a certain persona. Y'all have to give out a certain persona for us to move a certain way, just like y'all would move a certain way.
What's your thoughts?
And before you go into your thought, the comment is, this has been a rebuttal. When I come over, I don't want to feel like it's a chore.
Oh, that's what
she said.
Yeah, I don't want to feel like it's a chore.
What was her expectation, or what did she think your expectation was that she feels like?
Oh, I see something. If I see it need to be done, do it.
Dishes in 5 minutes.
If I come and I see something need to be done, do it. Like if you come here and you see something, you should, as a man, you should just do it.
Like household items.
Like I see that a bulb need to be put in there. I need to be putting that bulb in.
No,
not can you put that bulb in. I need to be putting that bulb in.
Let's let Don answer.
Well, I think now it's getting too ticky, like tit for tat, piggy, like it's become a big thing for people, but that's really like, son, if I gotta worry about all these small things of dealing with an individual, like that's too much energy.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? As a man, you know, there's lazy men out there, but as a man, you know, and like they said, some women might come across a man because a lot of guys wasn't raised to know how to take care of themselves. You feel what I'm saying? So it was always their mom that washed for their clothes, their mom that picked up after them, their mom that stood there and did this and did that. So the individual only knows how what the village gave him, that raised him. You feel what I'm saying? So now, if he has characteristics where he has other good characteristics that he's worth putting the time into, yes, the woman could sit there and say, babe, I come to do it, but you still gotta let that man know.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like it should just always be on her to do such a thing. Like, it's different ways you can sit there and show that man, like, of course I don't mind doing it, but if this is your own place,
right,
then you need to tighten up this stuff yourself.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Because a man is capable of performing a duty. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to, cleanliness is supposed to be something that's it. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Like, that's inevitable. You feel what I'm saying? So if you see a man need a little bit of help, you can give him a smack on the butt, give him a little, pick him up, but eventually you gotta show him that you gotta do this. You feel what I'm saying? But all that being said, the woman's purpose is first and foremost to serve her Lord. Just like the man, first and foremost, to serve your Lord. Why? Because it's an order. God he don't need none of us to exist right now. He gets no benefit from that. Your purpose is to be obedient and praise him and worship him and ask for forgiveness. That's your first duty to him.
I feel like Don took my answer. But that's why I asked the question, like, is that supposed to be like as a woman, a relationship, what? Like, so I just wanted to clarify that Don took my answer.
That's why I did say it's your creator first.
But when you ask the question
for the men, like in general relationships, so we all know whatever our religion is, because we all have different religions. That's what our priority is first. We have to have that order. But then for the men, what is it?
But that's what I'm saying. It's for both sides. Like,
both sides.
Once you do that, God, once you fulfill that first obligation, God automatically is going to put you in a position to be what? Not you show that you're a good worshiper. Now that makes you a good woman, or that makes you a good man. And following his command is going to automatically make you what? A good wife,
and the
a good husband, a good daughter, a good son. It's a domino effect.
Exactly.
Because you following your order. You feel what I'm saying? So as long as you sit there and fulfill the most important one, then you're going to naturally sit there and be a good person to whoever else that you're dealing with. You know what I mean? But until an individual fulfill that, then, and once again, I just want to say nobody's perfect. You know what I'm saying? We all out here living our lives how we live. That don't make us bad people.
Right.
But at the end of the day, also, if you don't fulfill the pecking order, then be prepared to accept what might come back. You know what I'm saying? It might not always be a blessing to get something good back if you're not sincere put forth the right thing forward. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I don't want nobody to sit there and be like, oh, well, what is he doing or what is she doing? Like, ain't nobody here to judge. Everybody sitting there here trying to get it right themselves. But just know that if you don't sit up there and do right for yourself, like making the right decision about who you allow in your space, then, expect what you get back. You know what I'm saying? It's like a free for all. Like, and I feel bad for women. You feel what I'm saying? Like, women got a bad deal because guys can fake it too. Just like women can fake it. You got a lot of women who sit up there and portray themselves to be one thing, and then next thing you know, you find out she's not that.
Whole different thing.
Right. And that's exactly what Mike encountered. That's why he was asking, like, he's like, what do you do when somebody has shown you like something completely different? Because that's what women do. You think you got one type of woman and you get something else, just like the men.
It goes both ways. So it's kind of hard, but that's why I say it's important. If you really want to find out, then just do it the right way. Like, don't share so much of yourself in an intimate way and open yourself up to that. And because you're going to find out, for women, you're going to find out if the man really want to be with you if you ain't giving him up that thing And for the guy, you gonna sit there and find out, like, you know, if this woman's really about you, if you ain't just sitting there, if it ain't just all about material things. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you gonna kind of get a good feel of the real person of the individual. Because ain't nobody just gonna stand around 3, 4, 5 months and they're not getting what they, you know. Okay, if I'm a materialistic person, I can fake it like I'm not. But eventually, I'm gonna give him this and give him that. He gonna fold, and I'm gonna get what I want. Okay, so say he don't want to have sex. He want to get to know you.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Y'all just think he picking you up. Okay, drop you off. Okay, baby, I'll call you when I get in, and y'all taking y'all time. And then it's like, damn, I can't even really get in how I want to get on to get what I want because he ain't trying to get nothing from me.
Right.
Vice versa. So you gonna really find out if this person really want to be around. If you take your time to do it.
Exactly.
Some women won't that though.
Yeah.
Some women can deal with dating a man without being intimate with them because they know or feel that there's a possibility that they just doing it either the old-fashioned way or they really just trying to get to know them.
Yeah, but what he's
See
saying
what I'm saying?
but what he's saying is that yeah, but what he's saying is that man is not going to be peeling off like she expecting, because that's her way to get what she want.
Okay.
So he don't want that.
Okay. Yes, but
I'm just
someone
trying
can
to
respect
like
it too.
yeah, it's like a he trying to figure out what she's really about. If you really just trying to get to know me,
Okay.
or just because you know I got a little something, you trying to get in a little bit, and then I'm going to just give it to you. You know what I'm saying? Same thing for the woman. You know, if I sit up there and hold back what I think all men feel like they really want, you know, is he going to stick around and keep going through the motions, or is he going to get frustrated and be like, you know what, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? So it's just do right by yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I wanted to say. The biggest thing of why I think is kind of how it is right now is people don't know how to be happy by themselves. Like me, I don't like to be alone, but guess what? Before I settle for something that I know ain't gonna do right by me, make me happy, I'm fine. You feel what I'm saying? Like I'm happy by myself.
Have to be.
You feel what I'm saying? So men and women, and I'll say I always go to the women because they get it a lot worse than a lot of guys. Like they'll sit there and accept the guy because they don't want to be alone. So they'll sit there and accept this and accept that, but you gotta learn to be happy by yourself.
Happy
you feel
by
what I'm
yourself.
saying?
Ding,
And
ding,
take
ding.
your time until something that's deserving come along. You feel what I'm saying? Like if you don't do that, then yeah, you're gonna keep sitting there settling for something that looks like it's shining, it looks like it's good, but the next thing you know, that's just a dull ass rock.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't keep doing that. You know what I'm saying? Be happy by yourself. You feel what I'm saying? And that energy, God willing, of you doing the divine thing that you're supposed to do, that good positive energy will come to you and you'll find something happy. You know what I'm saying? It's easier for men in this society as it is for women because there's so many women compared to the men. You feel what I'm saying? So a man can always, like you said, a man can always find something that he wants a little bit easier than a woman can. You know what I'm saying? But you know, people just need to just learn how to be happy and love themselves and be happy by themselves and then do things the right way and God willing, things will fall into place. That's my opinion.
Wow. That's really good.
Definitely.
Really good.
It starts with yourself.
Because you can't, I mean, really, you can't really love anybody else if you don't know how to love
That's what I said
yourself.
earlier.
Right.
That's exactly
And
what I said.
a lot of people do tend to do that. A lot of people have issues, you know, with themselves, and what that does is that spews out their inner demons on you because they haven't handled themselves. They haven't even taken time with themselves to figure out what is it about me that
what makes them happy.
I need to change. What is it about me that is going to make me a greater version of me? Another person into my life. What is the lesson? I said everything we go through is a lesson to be learned.
And a lot of us just go through our strife and our obstacles and haven't learned the whole purpose for why we went through it. And because you have not learned the purpose of why you went through that situation, you have to go through it repeatedly.
Yes,
Until
because
you learn it.
until you learn the lesson,
Exactly.
you're going to keep repeating
You're gonna
it.
keep
That is very
repeating
true.
the same
cycle.
Very true. Until you learn it, you're going to keep repeating it.
It is good. Really good. So do y'all agree with? We all agree on
Even though
what a woman's
She still
what a
says
woman's
it.
purpose is. And
Yes.
Yolanda, I like Yolanda.
that was my first.
I like Yolanda. At the end of the day, we all and clearly everybody is supposed to understand that we're not to be alone. We should have helpmates and counterparts. Again, it doesn't mean we settle for the help, because if you're settling, you have to begin with, because that means you're missing all the attributes of why you got with another person to begin with. But I think one of the lessons followers to learn when you're in a situation and it ends up not working, and you get hurt, scarred, bruised, what have you, that we have to understand that was that situation. Take away from it what we're supposed to take away from it, and then apply it in a positive to the next situation. I feel like a lot of people get closed up because they get hurt, especially and it ain't just men, but definitely men, because we used to handling a lot of situations. Then that closes the door for a really good woman when that time comes, because he's had a bad reaction, like a rash, a really bad rash from somebody else. And we need to be mindful of that, to keep our heart chakras open and be able to receive and give and not take that on. Because a lot of men think that women do it like, I'm not your past relationship, and I'm not him, and you got these walls up. Yeah, we all have walls up. I mean, that's the mind's defense mechanism. If you hurt me, if you put your hand on the stove, that's why you don't touch it anymore.
Right.
You know it's hot.
Right.
It's okay if he did this, and then as soon as you show them same traits, then yes, I mean the wall goes up, because that's that person's defense mechanism.
I don't think a lot of women realize how hard it is for a man to actually open himself up emotionally, because we raised to be tough. We raised to not show emotion. We raised to not cry. We raised to not put our head down. We raised to do all of that. So from 1 year old, when you fall, get up, boy, you better not cry.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So we raised to do that, and here I am, 43 years old, and I'm just allowing myself to be open and be emotional and give that part of me to somebody. But you gotta be careful with that. You gotta be careful with that. That's like fragile cargo. You know what I'm saying? And the second that it is damaged a little bit, we go back into that.
So do you feel like, exactly what I said, do you feel like that you will, like, then you've been in a situation like, this didn't work. Do you guys feel like, what did both of y'all, turn by turn, in a relationship or had a relationship where it didn't work out, and you just really feel like, like I was in this to win it, and, it took a turn for left. Do you all feel like that hindered you for the next person, or it caused any type of setback, I guess is the question, for the next woman? How do y'all look at that situation? Did it affect you at all? It could not affect you at all.
Well, so for the next woman, I would say that
the trauma and the impact it has on relationships.
That's Yolanda. She is a social worker, so she's gonna give you all that. As for the next person or the next relationship, what I do feel is that the man has to first and foremost take whatever lessons he's learned from that last one, and hold himself accountable for where he could have done something better and take that to the next relationship. But I do know that I can't fry you in her grease. You understand what I'm saying? So whatever went wrong, I can't assume that you're going to be the same way.
Right.
I just think that the healing process is a bit longer than it would be for a woman.
You think what's
That's just my.
You think that
I'm not saying scorn. I'm not saying scorn. I'm not saying scorn where you're spiteful. I'm saying it's just going to be hard to
give that to somebody else,
to allow that to just give that again. Because it took so many years for you to give it from jump.
But that's the thing.
But
That's sad.
I would say
For men.
For men, it is because men don't go through as much heartbreak as women do.
Right, because y'all put yourselves out there.
Yeah, women
so
go through
once y'all
heartbreak
get
from the
y'all
time.
It's like they build up a tolerance for it.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of a word, but it's like a pattern. Because some will get disappointed before they even in a relationship. They get disappointed by
It
their
starts
father.
with the father, right? Which
And
is
then
another topic we'll talk
The
about.
father, then it goes to trying to the first love, then heartbroken. You know, females fall in love. They fall in love with somebody in high school, middle school. You know what I'm saying? The guy breaks the heart, and then it's just like a hard tissue that get built on, so they know how to deal with it.
No,
like you said,
trust me, it makes it harder for the next.
But women is always willing to try again.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like men,
you have to be vulnerable.
You
Yeah.
got to.
You have to be
Because
vulnerable.
if we
Otherwise,
don't,
we'll
then
be
we
alone
not
by
gonna
we'll be
fuck
alone
up.
forever.
That's what he
You know what I'm
was just
saying?
saying.
So why is it fair for us to be like, okay, well, not necessarily to forgive or overlook things, but why is it easier for us to say, well, you wasn't the person that hurt me, so why do I have a wall up for you? You know what I'm saying? Why is it that you guys have a wall up already, and it's hard for you to give to this person, which you gave to that person because that person hurt you?
Because like he said, the guy, the time that the man actually gave it, look how long it was before he actually gave it. Y'all been giving it since y'all was younger. So it's something that's already like normal for y'all to know how it feels.
Yeah.
Guys don't sit there and give it away so late that if he ever had to feel it, like I know some broken men.
Right, yeah, I can see.
And I'm talking about like it's bad. Like the person might not ever give it again.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? But I say this for him, that kind of like the flip side of what the women were saying, that when we were talking about not settling and giving yourself and everything of all of you to a person who's deserving of it. So if a man sits there and does what he's supposed to do and just don't go for the looks, just don't go for this, just go for that, and go off of the character of the woman. You see, okay, you want a woman that's ambitious and independent. There's a lot of ambitious and independent working women out there that got big booties and big chests and all the makeup and all the brand new designer clothes. She might just be a person, and that's another thing. I'm gonna get into that. Let me quit jumping. But all that to say, when you give it to somebody deserving, I think that for any man that was in that position, that you naturally can feel when a woman is sincere. You feel what I'm saying? And when you got a woman that you know is a sincere woman and she's not there to hurt you, like you gonna naturally drop your guard. It's not gonna be something that's gonna really be like something that you fighting. There's certain people that I've been around in my life that I just naturally able to be myself.
Right.
You're not worried about how she think, about how she feel, about if you say something this way, if I did something this way. You just naturally sit up there and be goofy, joking or whatever because you're comfortable with that person. And so when you choose the right person, you're going to naturally end up being able to give yourself to that woman again. Right. It's not going to be hard. But if you're dealing with something like, man, I don't know about her, man. Like, if you got to sit up there and be with a person, you got to wonder what she's thinking. If she's trying to scheme on you, then you don't need to be around that person. You're supposed to be able to, that's like your safe haven. I'm supposed to be around the woman and sit up there and be thinking about anything else that I need to be taken care of. I'm relaxed about, not worried about what she's trying to scheme on me. Like, that's not how it's supposed to be done. You know what I'm saying? So I think with men, you know, it's the same way, and with women, you know, you do the same thing. And I want to say this. Women, you can't sit up there and say, okay, I want a man to have looks. He got to have good sex. He got to have a good job. He got to have a nice car. Like, come on, you try to roll the dice and get a trifecta, you ain't going to win.
People are meant to be put in your life for y'all to get there while y'all together.
You
Exactly.
Like, everybody's
Exactly.
not going to always have it together.
Exactly.
Like, one thing is, we might live a certain way, but we do give people chances to see how you grow and see what you can do and what your potential is.
Yeah.
If you get, I don't care if you got a car or not, but if you get with me and you feel like, okay, well, now she's motivating me to get a car. Now she's motivating me to get a better job.
That's
Now
what
she's motivating.
her purpose
But a lot of
is.
men don't understand that.
But women don't
And
do that
sometimes
either.
when they
Because
see
they're
women
not-
who already got it together, and then they come around, they get insecure about themselves. Like, I don't feel like I can get up on, but you don't know that if you don't try it with that woman. Some women, just like some women and some men, are putting each other's lives to make each other better. And if you can't come together, it don't matter what you got and what you don't got. Just like that movie they used to show on BT with the with Monique, you know, where she got him from not off the street or something, but she got him together and turned him around, and then he became who he wanted to be. But sometimes you just gotta do that. Everybody's not gonna always be the person that you dream about. Nobody is the person that you dream about. Nobody is perfect.
I did. Yolanda said compromising is important on both ends. Exactly, you gotta be. I tripped my husband up. I'm a manifester and an empire builder. I'm just saying, I'm honest to God, dreamt my husband up. That, again, you have not because you ask not. You know what I mean? Like, and that's one of those things. But you were saying something, and that was a good point. Actually, yeah, you have to grow. Like, women, and I think I did a post or something about, like, most women want a man that's already financially stable and we grow.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't expect, just like a man shouldn't expect a woman to make, if he making 100,000, 80 something plus or whatever a year, you shouldn't expect your woman to really be making that. She should just be providing. And then if you see potential, because a lot of us, you see potential in somebody, they just don't have that rope thrown out to just that tug of war rope and be like, baby, look, I got you. Let's do this. Let's sit down. Let's put a business
You gotta be
together.
careful for that with that too.
Yeah.
Women gotta do the same thing.
That's what
Like,
we
because
absolutely.
We do, but you gotta be careful doing that.
There's a lot of, that's what I'm saying. That's where it gets, that's where the whole conflict comes in at. Because females done gave themselves already once, twice, or whatever, and didn't get the result back that they wanted, so now it's harder for them to get. So now,
It's all about your mindset, though.
but I'm just saying, this the point that I'm making is, it's easier to see a guy that's successful or a guy that's up sit up there and meet a female who don't have much and be able, they come together and then something good come from it, than you seeing a female that's up and then a guy, like, perfect example, guys sit up there and meet females that's catching the bus, that's walking, don't got no car or nothing. Sit up there
on the fry station.
go haul at her, sit up there, they connect, and she end up being able to get herself together and grow to whatever. Now you don't sit up there and see a female that's driving or that's kind of up, sort of say, and a guy who's catching the bus try to sit up there and speak to her. A lot of times she might sit up there, if he got enough to catch her attention, she might give him a shot.
Right.
But the most of the time, but guess what? There's so many good men that
He might have parked his
got
car
the-
at the train station.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
We know what you're saying.
I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of good men that don't get a great job,
Yeah.
but he goes to work every day. Like, I know guys right now that I work with who has just an average job, but if he was to be, like, when they with women, they give themselves to that woman. Like, they're good men, but they're never going to get a kind of a chance to really get to a successful woman, because women base so much of their happiness off of man's success. that's just how society.
And you know why I disagree?
I disagree
you
too.
know, like we solely disagree because
But you know that's
I'm
because
not-
you
because
and
girls
the
don't
women
like
that
that.
you know
That's probably
might do
why,
it,
'cause
but there's a
women
lot
don't
of
like
women
that,
that
right?
does
yeah,
that.
and I feel like there's a lot of me, and I mean, I would say probably on both ends, and this is why a big reason of why this whole
I mean,
panel,
right.
this is why I came
We
up
agree.
with
Right.
this whole
We agree.
thing. This is why this all came existing because of the mindset of women. There's a lot of successful women that feel like because they're financially successful and they're educated that they cannot take an average man. That's no different, really. I mean, look at society's telling you that. You get basketball players. You okay when we at school and I'm rah-rah cheering for you, but as soon as the scout come and college gets you, and then you over there, then the NBA gets you, you jump ship and you go way over here with Annie Ann, when Annie Ann's daddy done already said, I'm going to put you on this Negro right here because we get ready to make him go pro. We keeping this money in the house and we using this, you basically a joker sitting in front of king and queen. You just making this money for them. They never see, and it could be the argument we could have on both ends. Y'all can say that if we successful, we don't come for the average man, and we can say we've been coming for y'all.
That's
but as soon as you get something, you jump ship and y'all bail on us.
And that's what it
We've
gets to
been
the point
to
like, we
from
support you, and then
day
you get
one.
where you need to be, and then you go over here.
I'll say this: me being a man, I know a lot of the athletes was lames anyway. Like so, talking about football, basketball, they wasn't attractive in high school. No,
but there was a black woman that would have loved them that did.
That's
I'm
the
sure.
point. That's the point that I'm making. A lot of times when they in high school and they lames, they sit there. There's only a few guys that you sit there that was popular athletes in high school, black guys who sit there had their way with the ladies.
Yeah.
But like you got a lot of these guys that's in the NBA and the NFL. Trust me, these these brothers was lames. And the black females wasn't giving them no play. So when they guess who was the only one when they went to college, and because they still was nobody, the only ones who was sitting up there treating them like they was something was the other woman. I'm not gonna say race and all that. I'm not gonna do that. But y'all know what I'm saying. But all that to say, it became something that they developed that of something that's normal to them. You know what I'm saying? You don't see the black athlete that's in the inner city schools who was actually something that makes them jump shit.
LeBron James still.
They said
He's not the only one.
No, there's a lot.
Dwayne Wade.
Well,
Not Dwayne Wade, but he
Right.
was a black girl.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
And these
Luckily,
is
but
inner
let's
city.
talk
These
about
is
even we
city
talking about
kids.
besides
You know what I'm
even
saying?
athletes. Let's just say just in general. And I guess the whole point is there is we could say this. We could bounce back and forth all day with there's women that ain't gonna take the average woman. We gonna say it is. Y'all gonna say it's not, and etc. The reason I disagree with that is because in all my to tell the God's honest truth, I have always been the most financially stable in every single relationship I've ever been in.
But there's a
Every single last one of them. And I never, you know what I mean? Everyone. Both were, I mean, like, it was, some of them didn't even have a car.
Yeah.
They didn't have a car.
You a diamond in the rough.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
You gonna pick them up and everything.
Right,
Like, if I like you, if you it might be
never-
a legitimate reason why you don't
And
have
it
a
had
car.
to be somebody like, okay, I can see. Once we had a conversation, we vibing at some days, like, okay, he has driving ambition. He just don't have that backbone. He don't have a helpmate. And right to this day, because of that, me and D, we cool. It's like, he'll call like he's been told me since in the past few months, like we ain't been together in what, 17 years.
Oh, okay.
He's like, I'm the man I am right now because of you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, and only a real man's gonna say that. That's the joy. Being a black woman, for me, the joy is, okay, I see you, I see what your potential is, and I'm able to help you with that. We gonna find a way. Me and Derek started with, again, even in that relationship, I still was financially fit. You know what I mean? Like, I was good where I made my own money, and it wasn't like, oh, he's fine. He had his things and stuff too, but at the end of the day, I made things work, and I allowed him to be able to build what he wanted to build. He wanted to be an insurance broker. That shit didn't come overnight either. I was like, hey, I'm about to move. What you thinking about moving?
Yeah.
He had all these jobs, little security, $9 here. Hey, he's like, man, I can't listen. I got us. Until you get to where you need to be, because it's timing, then we good. We had 10 damn kids. 6 of them mine, 10 kids. So it's not, it's just, again, the mindset. And I can't even say I was raised like that, because my mom's the polar opposite.
Yes.
I'm gonna need some money.
But now we talking a debate that we are speaking about this to the masses. So your personal experiences for both of y'all and a few other ladies, we talking about the majority.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
that's why I
right.
say you can't
Yeah.
allow your feeling about it become
Because I didn't help fill out job
personal. You gotta look at it.
applications.
The total consensus.
Right.
Total consensus is it's the other way around.
I guess y'all
So-
see that because y'all date women.
Yeah.
But the
No,
women,
no,
I'm
no.
just
You see it
saying,
too.
like, and
I just look
I
at
really,
society.
what
You
I
never had a
don't
girlfriend.
see,
You never had a girlfriend. Oh, hold on. Or you who got the ain't shit girlfriends that you
Yeah.
said in the beginning.
Yeah.
You never had a girlfriend that said, "Girl, this McDonald's or Burger King."
Yeah.
I told him to get the fuck on.
Yeah. And I always tell them it might be the
Right.
person that make you happy.
Right. I'm not saying you because y'all both
Yeah.
isolated
That's
incidents.
what I'm saying.
But we just saying he's saying the masses,
Yeah.
the majority.
The majority.
It's a lot of them like that.
That's what I'm saying. You can't take that thought of you knowing how it's supposed to be because you lived it.
But I don't
But that's
understand.
not something that's being done. in
But
the
I don't
overall-
understand why us as men,
overall.
black men, strong black men, if we know that we even you could have a business who want to work at a Fortune 500 company
Mm-hmm.
and still holler at the girl dumping the fries at McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
But there's
Yep.
no way
You
you
won't see
could
that.
walk in there, a college professor making $200,000 a year, the dean of the college, and walk in there and give me a chance. And I ain't even on the fries. I'm on the register. I'm the goddamn
Right.
manager.
right.
But because I got that McDonald's visor on,
Yeah.
you not giving me a chance.
It's a
Yeah,
state of
I'm
mind.
still-
It's
It was,
you know
that's
what
why I
I
was about to say it would be a mindset. Because
It's a
me,
state of
I done
mind.
worked at fast food restaurants, and the people that was the managers, they got 4, 5, 6 buildings that they managing. So you can't never judge a book by its
Hell,
cover.
I could be the CEO. I could
You
be
right,
owning
that's
that
what I'm
McDonald's and
saying,
just
like,
working in my own
That's
shit
what I'm
that
saying.
day.
Like, you can't never judge a book by its cover because, like, even sometimes when I worked at White Castle, the manager that owned it would come in and work, but they never knew that he was the person that owned it.
Right.
They just knew he had on the White Castle shirt
Right.
because he would come work with us. But we looking at him like, y'all don't even know he owned half the White Castles in over the
Right.
world. So you can, like I said, never underestimate somebody you don't know. Like you never judge a book by its cover because you read that book and that book gonna be dope. It's gonna be something that's gonna change your life.
And then really for people that think like that, it's a solid. If you are dictating somebody's employment, the status, or what you feel like the status should be, etc., you really putting a gate around yourself, and I appreciate you for that. Because then that means you're not gonna get out and fuck up my life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Everything's about how we look at it. You can be that chick that don't want to talk to the dude on the bus stop. That's gonna be your happiness. He could be on the bus stop because he's smart and he's saving for the year because he's trying to start a business. He needs the woman that's gonna say, "Hop on in. Yep, I'm gonna get up in the morning, take you to work. We're gonna share this car. When you're doing your business plan, this is our vision. This to go, baby. Rah rah. I got you." That's what he need anyway. But again, we worried about, oh, she's in the Maserati, the this, the that, and don't have it. But then there are some of us that still are financially okay and can be like, you know what, I got you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want nobody.
Some men would think that just like women though, because you remember I told you I used to think like when you was like, get on the dating app, you've been single all these years, and I'm like, well, my 7-year relationship was detrimental to me, so let me take 7 years to myself. But then I had to realize it's about to be year 4, and I'm like,
So
I don't want to do that no more. But on these dating apps, these men, they just look like, even though I know I'm financially stable at 29, and I got a big house and I got cars, but I was looking at these men like, dang, can I really get this man? Can I really be in his presence without him saying like, I don't even know what he would say, but I had those thoughts. Like, could I really see myself to somebody? Because you don't know, I could jump fly and put on a dress and go to a ball or go to a red carpet or whatever. Like, I always felt like sometimes people would judge me because I was transitioning.
Everybody's judging us, period. All of us are getting judged. It does not matter. On the job, off the job, in the store. I'm in the store today, and it was yesterday. 2 women, probably my age, one might be older. Look, you know I am. I definitely believe in presentation. I don't step out looking any kind of way. I don't do anything looking any kind of way, because that's just who I am as a person. But I'm in Atlanta. We automatically here. So you looking at me and they sizing me up. So titties real, so ass real. So you can see it all on their face. And I just be looking like, I'm good. And I think for me, it's funny. It's like you have nothing to ask me. Right. You gonna get your feelings hurt, but it ain't gonna be the answer you probably thinking about in your head. But it be, judgment is there. It's gonna be there. That's why you walk out the door every day. You should be your worst critic. Yeah. Anything I say, nothing you gonna say to me is gonna penetrate my spirit enough where I'm messed up in my spirit, and you got me feeling like, dang, I got, I mean, don't allow nobody to give you that. If you think you can't have somebody and you're not worthy, then guess what that means? You're not worthy.
But like she said, and ladies, because I guess it's people watching, don't judge a book by its cover. Like, sometimes if you sit there, you'll be able to feel if a person got something good about him. A guy got a good characteristic, good personality, whatever. Make sure he's doing something. He got to be about something and trying to grow and everything. All that, like, you don't want no bum. Don't get no bum chance. But if you see somebody striving and he look like he got that ambition that he's trying to do something, you could be the person that could open his eyes to a whole new different world about what he needs to do to try to uplift himself to be more. You know what I'm saying? Give him a shot, like, because I promise you, that guy that you looking at that is handsome and got all this money, got all the material things, guess what? You ain't the only one that want him. Right. There's a whole row of people, females, who's trying to get him too. So now you gotta fight through all that. You feel what I'm saying? So give some of them brothers that's out there that's striving hard, working hard, and getting up every day and trying to make something of themselves, give them a shot. You never know, you might sit there and find a diamond in the rough and he gonna make you happy,
Mm-hmm. True. And with the women. Yeah. Because all of that trying to be fly. And for us though, it's a little different. I don't know, because
we ain't never tried.
We would be eliminating ourselves. Yeah. If I can't say, well, don't go for the chick to keep herself up and this, that, and the third, because then I'll be eliminating myself. And I'm not even that person. Just like a man, like there's men and women that we do have good qualities, attributes, take care of ourselves, dress well, and all that. So it's just hard. It's gonna be per individual. Like, you know what I mean? Your spirit. Let your heart and your spirit tell you. You should be close enough in that person's presence, whether you meeting online, whatever, dating. If you're not feeling, if y'all energy is not vibing with each other, then you just move on. I go by feeling. If I do not feel it, I'm not dealing with you. Right. Period. We ain't going nothing past conversation. If we ain't even vibing on that point first, you already know, like, you'll never get another call, or you'll be blocked or whatever.
Trying to figure it out.
So it's ways that, again, when we add the spiritual and aspect into it, that we'll be able to know who's for us or not. You know what I mean? So we're about to close. We got Yolanda. I know you said you better preach. You was the one. Which one? What you was talking about? And I see your Me Too, girl. Let us know what you was talking about so we can make sure we got you on that. But yeah, these was interesting topics. We just gotta, again, we all sit back and think about moves. Like everything I apply. And I've said this before, and I teach this to my children. I always applied my life to football, the board game of life, and the game of chess. Mm-hmm. And in football, what I would see was always be in position. So you go in the huddle, the quarterback knows that he's throwing the ball to number 7. Number 7 knows the position on your line it should be at. As long as the quarterback and number 7 are in position and defense is guarding who they need to guard, then you have a greater opportunity to have a touchdown or gain yards. So I looked at my life growing up, okay, when I was out of position, I was not catching and gaining yards. So I had to understand, as long as I'm in position, what the Creator is saying do and stand in alignment, I would get more touchdowns. Then I would apply to the game of life. In that game, you have options. When you first start out in the game of life, it gives you an option to take, hey, you can start a career, or you can go to school for X amount of years and get degrees, this, that, and etc. And as you go across the board, depending on which way you go, you end up having kids, you end up getting a divorce, you end up owing taxes, you end up in jail. It's all kind of things that life brings to your life plays out on this very game. And people don't apply everything that they come encounter with to their lives, just like these games, just like the football game, the game of life. In chess, I started playing chess in 3rd grade. So that's why I understand my position as a woman. I understand the queen on the board. She's the most powerful piece on the board, yet super submissive. She controls nothing but her moves, and her only objective is to protect the king. When women understand things that has been placed in their lives, like these games, our great-grandparents, grandmothers, and just people that they encounter, and they sit back and figure out what is the Creator showing them. I apply this situation in this lesson in this game or this thing to what part of my life. Then you can control your life a lot more. You have more clarity on the direction you're going. Those 3 things, which may sound crazy to somebody, is how I've been able to gain leverage in my life. I'm the not supposed to be nothing chick. I'm the 6 kids, had her at 14, the second at 17, the twins at 20, my son at 23. I had 6 kids by 24 and 25. I'm supposed to be on welfare. I'm supposed to be waiting on the stimulus check. Hell, I ain't even got none. Probably because I'm out of a different tax bracket. You know what I mean? I'm supposed to be in somebody's, lie blind, waiting on services. I'm supposed to be what society says. I'm supposed to be that chick. But because I understand the game of life and how to play it, they have me fucked up. Everybody does. It's just, that's as blunt as I can say it. And it includes relationships. There's nothing under the umbrella of life that you cannot apply strategically to make the game better for you. You know what I mean? Like, we play spades. You know, if you're looking at this as the hand I'm dealt, I'm going to make the best of this hand. We ain't getting set. And when you become a team player, you and him, her and him, y'all team, that's how you look at it. Like, baby, we ain't getting set. And if we do get set, we going blind. Because we coming up out of this hole. We just got to be more, we just got to love each other more and not be about us and ourselves. Right. See, again, if you clutched in and you always just got your hand out to get something back in and you not putting your hand out to give, you're going to get that back. And you're going to get, that's what you're going to get back. You're going to get people that's taking and taking and taking from you. So the more you give, you get back 7 times fold. As in your relationship, with love, with anything that we have to encounter on a daily basis. True. But so, saying that, anybody else have anything to say? We good?
No, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the talk.
It's always good. These talks
be getting real.
They all enjoy it. She said, so we want to, what? Close this out. Oh, yeah. So, we have 2 minutes. When we close out Ravens on a conference call, we always say, Black men are amazing 3 times. So then y'all actually, so y'all can say Black women are amazing, and you'll say it 3 times. Close out. Team player, that is right. Absolutely. What's up? Hey, Rodell. Somebody I would just go to school with. Like, crazy Tanya. You definitely, we a team. That's your baby dad. Oh, Lord. Hey, Rodell. Definitely. Team player. That's what I said. Relationship. Yolanda said relationships are partnerships. Exactly. And then listen, when Yolanda saying that, this is another thing. Like, you have to run your relationship, your marriage, your relationship, a real relationship. We ain't talking about situationships. We ain't talking about friends and benefits. Like, when y'all are now under that one roof covenant, y'all going somewhere, it should be ran like a Fortune 500 company. I'm telling y'all, that's another thing. I don't even know I missed that.
I've always ran my household like a corporation. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Period. These are the two heads. Like if you do that, you have, because they're structured. The kids have a place and they have things they got to do. The husband has a place, he got things he need to do. The wife has a place, she got things she need to do. When we all do what we need to do, then we have a strong foundation. A relationship is definitely a partnership. You can call it an LLC, you can call it an Inc., you can call it whatever you want to. It is a form of a partnership. And it should be looked at like that. A partnership is just that, two coming together with a common goal. Anytime you don't have that in a relationship, don't fool with it. If it's a situationship, don't even go into a relationship. You're wasting your time.
Right.
That's definitely good. Thank you, Yolanda. She was like, that was dope. Yeah, hopefully we'll see you next week when we come on. You was dope. I was like, I like Yolanda. You, Tay, Rondell, Mickey, everybody, thank you guys for watching. We're going to let the men go first.
So we
You gotta say, Black women are amazing.
three times.
Yeah.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Black women are amazing. Black women are amazing. Black women are amazing.
See, that sounds so good, right? Already, how she go? Black men are amazing. Black men are amazing. Black men are amazing. See y'all.
Peace.
We're gonna cut us off. Excuse me.
Thank you, Fly. You really enjoyed listening. We enjoy having you guys, and we will definitely see y'all next week. We'll have a different topic, and I'll choose the day by tomorrow. Thank you.